Opening morning, Granville County. Let's see what happens.
So at this point, I realized the buck or a buck was behind me. I can see the deer moving and bobbing his head through the trees behind me. He snuck up behind me. Anyways, guys, you start looking at the gun and start looking at the way the camera going. He had me, but I don't know if he knew exactly what I was. And I'm sitting here trying to get turned around, and he got me in an odd position. So I'm trying to slide down this little tree that I'm sitting on, this log that I'm sitting on, and turn the gun and put the gun on him, and trying to also figure out what bucket it is. And he's moving his head up and down. It's gonna be hard to see with this GoPro. I'm gonna try to zoom it in a little bit when he start walking to the right. So he's on my left, walking to my right. This is not to mention the worst case of buck fever I have had in a long time or have ever had. And the bad thing is I think it ain't nothing but a 6 pointer. But look at the camera shaking. It's me shaking. I can't believe it, but I love it. The adrenaline rush was awesome. Live action. Come on.
Man, he had me there shaking like a leaf. I had him at about 40 or 50 yards out of there. Maybe even closer. That was good, guys. Had me here shaking like a leaf. I hope I can show y'all the footage. I'm gonna walk back in here and we gonna find out. I wanna see what that deer seen when he came down there looking at me. Let's see what happens. So that deer, that buck came in here. He was about right here. And when my gun barrel was pointing at, down at the bottom down there, is where I was. I'm glad I didn't take that shot. I'm not worried about taking the shot, but all these trees and stuff, I wouldn't have hit that deer. I just wouldn't have got him like that. Just because you can see him, don't mean you can kill him. Whew, man. All right, guys, my plan worked this morning, but the wrong deer came in, and he had he had the advantage on his side. he was looking down the hill and looking down at me. And not only that, the way I had walked in, it had carried my wind. It was carrying my wind that way. And so anyway, long story short, I think I had him at about 40 yards, maybe 50 yards. But the way I was shooting through them trees and through them limbs and stuff, I wouldn't have had nothing. And it was like I said, it looked like I think it was a big daggone cow horn is what I think. I mean, a big cow horn. It looked like it had came out to his ears. So I'm gonna go back on that video. I would hate for that to been the buck. I don't think it was. It was a big deal though. It was a big deal, but I don't think it's the one I want. Not for right there. At least not yet. We're gonna get around dropping them dogs. Man, it's gonna be exciting when the dogs and deer come through there. Ain't no telling what's gonna liable to happen. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna grab me something to eat, man, and I'll get back with you in a little bit. Come on. All right, Mr. Moore, trying to see you off the right way, Golden Eagle. Come on. All right, guys, I ain't gonna show too much. I'm gonna give some privacy to the family. We're here to send off Golden Eagle, Mr. Moore. He had passed away. I think he's 95 years old, and he was definitely a wonderful member, president, landowner, and everything to Riverside Hunting Club. So we're gonna get out here and show our support, and then the next time you see us, we'll be dropping some dogs in the woods. Come on. How about you there, squad? All right, guys. Golden Eagle has been laid to rest. We about here to hit this day here. It's almost 1 o'clock. We can go in here and drop some bucks today. Let's see what's going on. I'm daggone excited. So let's see what's happening. At 97, he was 97 years old. I think I said 95. He was 97 years old. Good Lord. Let's do it.
Our time together. We thank you for the long life of our beloved brother James Moore. And God, as we go now to hunt in his honor, we ask that you bless us and you keep us safe and you allow us to kill several nice bucks. We thank you now through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, I feel it. The dog drivers had the dogs just jump and they coming to the bottom. I can't hear them, but they about 300 yards out in front of us. One guy just shot at a buck to my left. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. There's one guy right there. Them barky dogs rolling. They rolling. They about 500 yards out, but they rolling coming down this way. James Russell, them other dogs is 230 yards in front of you.
This right here was a tough day, guys. I put the guy on my stand to my left, and literally we just got down there good. The dogs haven't even made it down there to us, and he had a buck come right up to him. I would say about 20 yards in front of him, 25 yards in front of him. They're in the woods now, and he shot a few times, and the deer went back in and went up the creek here and tried to get out on the field. We had it lined up good. And the guys on the field, they dropped 2 or 3 rounds at him. He went back in. Unfortunately, the dogs on top of the hill, the dogs were running some does on top of the hill. Just textbook buck movement, and we did not end up getting that buck that day. And we're going to try to get him here on another weekend or so, but he certainly put the slip on us.
Somebody just shot over there. It sounded like they missed. Okay, this is very classic. Some does came out on the field up there. That's what the dogs are running. but the buck is still in here. He can't get out. We trying not to let that buck out of here. He trying to get out though. You said seeing is one thing, but killing is another. Guys, we done seen this buck twice. He done gave a slip on us with these does. And does went out, and the buck's still in the block, and we don't know where he done did something. What you think? Still in here somewhere. He done laid up somewhere on him.
We need the same setup. Hit him early in the morning.
Yep.
Exact same setup.
Yep. That's Brother Boy said he gonna make sure we.
Now, just didn't tell you had some dogs down there.
Put that mark.
Yeah.
You bring that follow y'all up?
Yeah, like I was going back and forth between like about 15 feet that way, about 30 feet that way, just looking the whole skin and the whole.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Ain't nobody trying to pull you out.
he could have did it a couple different ways. He could have tried to ease through on wheeling them, and he had it blocked. And then he tried to come out on that field up there, had it blocked. So depending on who was on that loading dock, he could have went out, went across, or he could be sitting right up in there listening. And the dogs didn't show off, but.
I've always wanted to sit there and I'm like, I don't want to waste the whole day. I've been thinking about putting a trail camera there just while we hunt stuff. Just to see that giant buck.
Now look, you was in front of 10 and you shot all the way across the field. Oh. How big was it? Show me with your hand. Okay. Oh man, so man, y'all, I would have ended y'all if you shooting that way and y'all shooting. Oh, hey, look. And won't nobody on 12.
Them stands were right there. They turned that buck back in there.
Hey, we had it.
We couldn't get down through the bottom.
Hey, let me tell you what. He was easing. If we'll tell the story because we was in there. That deer came out of hidden field, come across that creek, and come right back up.
Yep. But the dogs couldn't pick him up. I was right in there with mine told me to go. Looking for blood, hoping they're gonna find the deer.
They came down and they did pick him up.
Yeah, they went back up, but how did they get when he got in that creek?
Tell you
Walking
what.
in that creek, walking the creek, looking at the dog. Now I think he was standing in the creek and you had to hear him.
Alright guys, it's the opening day. We done buried a good friend and had a good hunt and we didn't get anything today, but they'll be back next time, live action. So anyway, it is what it is.
On the next episode of Tri-City Bigger Boys.
Hey, she was sitting there staring.